Hi everyone, it's Gabriella with Feeding Type 1, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you kind of a piece of my morning routine. So, what I have to do is, now I woken up, I have to check my blood sugar, and right now I'm currently wearing the Animas Ping insulin pump. I do have other pumps that I switch to whenever I feel like I need a change. I am trying to get blood out of my fingers, putting on the strip, and then we'll see what my number is. I did do a Dexcom hot swap this morning, and so basically what that is like when you just change your sensor, but you don't tell the Dexcom that you changed it, and hope it'll kind of pick it up from there. And what's really cool is it looks like it has. But it is extremely inaccurate right now, so I am going to go ahead and calibrate the Wazoo out of that. Speaking of Wazoo, there's a doggy out there barking. Its name is Wazoo. So now I've calibrated it, so it's completely spot on. I am going to do a correction bolus, so I'm going to do... This is what I love about the One Touch Ping meter remote, is that you can bolus the pump up to 9.84 feet away, basically 10 feet away. So like if you're a woman and you like to wear dresses, your pump can be completely concealed and you can still bolus off of it. Or if you have a young child with type 1, the Ping is also kind of a good choice because you can bolus them while they're running around, or you don't have to get right up to them to get that pump bolused, which can be for some families that could be a very helpful thing. So all my settings are in right now, so I just hit OK. It gives you a warning saying check your ketones, and then in the dose that it wants is 2.45. So what I love about insulin pumps is they completely take the math out of this situation, and they do all the math for you based off your settings. So that's it. So I'm just going to hit go. Okay, now my diabetes has been taken care of. Next, I'm going to I'm going to do my port care. So before I do my port care, I already washed my hands a few minutes ago, but just because I've touched other things. Right before port care, you always want to use hand sanitizer or wash your hands really, really well, because you just really want to be careful for infection. So you want to do some friction and stuff with your hand sanitizer. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prep my vial to draw up my nausea medicine. So a trick that I learned is you want to try not to touch the rubber stopper on the vial. So I'm just going to literally flip off the bottle top, and then even though that technically it is sterile, I am, just because you can never be too careful about sterility. So I'm going to take my alcohol swab and I'm going to apply pressure right on there. And I'm going to do the 10 second scrub. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is open my syringe. Let's go right in the garbage. I do like to have a garbage can like right there, just to put the garbage right in it. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and dismount the cap. I'm going to also just confirm that this is screwed on all the way, cycle it a few times. This actually helps prevent air bubbles and such. So now I'm going to take off my lid. Then I'm going to put about 1 ml in the vial, because that's how much I'll be removing. That's how much medication is. These are 1 ml vials. They're really tiny. They're really cute. So I'm going to make sure that I get all the medication out, because it's really important I get all of my medication And this is Phenergan. It's my nausea medicine. And what's kind of funny is usually you have to mini bag it in the hospital, and most hospitals do mini bag it. Because for like peripheral IVs, it can be dangerous to the vein to like put it in directly. But for a central line, it doesn't really matter. So that's my empty vial. I'm going to dispose of that. Now I'm going to take my cap. I'm going to recap it. And you'll notice how I actually have some air in the vial. Or in the syringe. I'm going to pull that down. And then I'm going to get my cap ready. So this is an alcohol swab cap. So it technically removes the need to scrub the hub, but I'm still going to scrub the hub just because I'm really meticulous about infection control. So then I'm going to just remove it like that. And I'm going to scrub that just to, do that. I'm going to take my flush, unscrew my top. I'm going to pull down to unlock it. Then I'm going to shoot up and do cheers. Cheers! And that just primes out the air. And then I'm going to screw together the pieces to my clave. And then I'm going to flush. Give it a good little flush. I am going to check for blood return, so look away if you're a bit squeamish. Perfect. We have awesome, great blood return. So I'm going to leave this connected, and the reason is because it'll keep the sterile connection. So now at this point I'm going to go ahead and dislodge my needle. I'm going to take my medication, my nausea medicine, my Phenergan, and I'm going to prime it just to get the meniscus high enough to be level with the connection point so that there's no air, but there's also no medication leaking. So hopefully you can see that just tiny little meniscus. So then I'm going to go ahead and put this down. I'm going to dislodge my flush, and I'm going to screw the cap back on, and I'm going to put this straight in the sharps container. Okay, now I'm going to connect my medicine, my Phenergan, my nausea meds. I'm going to push it over. This is a method I use because it's a really little bit amount, but it helps it go in a little bit slower when I first start, and then it's good to take a deep breath and keep breathing under control when you go ahead and push this. Then I'm going to push kind of hard and then I'm going to clamp it so that none of the medication comes out. I'm going to go ahead and get my second flush ready. And then I'm going to do the same thing, unlock it and prime it. So take the cap off, pull down to unlock, and then cheers, prime. Now I'll recap that for a second. I'm going to remove my syringe, toss that right in the sharps container, then completely take this off, screw this together, and then go ahead and unsnap my stopper, my clamp. And I'm going to push this kind of slower. And then what I'm going to do is, yes, Dax, I know, oh my gosh, Dax is being annoying. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, so I have to change my tubing every 3 days. I do try to use the tubing at least for 2 days minimum, just because it helps with saving a little bit on supplies. And as long as it's sterile, it's okay to do so. So when you spike a new bag, or when you get ready to spike a new bag, it's really important you give a little squeeze to make sure it's not like ruptured anywhere or moisture. If there is moisture, it's just kind of like condensation. So this bag, I actually think might be ruptured, but I'm not sure. No, I think it's okay. It's just condensation. Okay, so now I'm going to hold my new bag like this, fold my old bag like this. I'm going to pop off this blue bit here. I'm going to take my spike out of my old bag and I'm going to put it into my new bag. Make sure you get it all the way up there. My old bag can go right in the garbage. Then what I'm going to do is make sure that this is clamped. I will hang this up like this and give it a good prime. So I'm going to be, while I'm priming, I'm going to be wanting drips to come out the end. So I'm going to hang this up on my ivy pole really quick. So ready? Here we go. So I have to put this up on my pole. Like that. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and finish flushing a little bit more. I'm going to uncap this so that the lactate ringers can flow. And then I'm going to go ahead and release the clamp. And it's priming, it's priming. It's really important to get as much air out as you can. Just because you don't want air embolisms in your heart. So I do go ahead and I prime quite a bit until I really see like no bubbles. No bubbles in the line. Alright, that's pretty much it. So then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to give the rest of my flush. I'm going to clamp, unscrew, and then just because I am hooking up to a new bag of fluids, I am going to scrub my hub. Just give it a little, not a super strict one, but you know, kind of a decent one. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and connect. I'm going to open this clamp, I'm going to open my other clamp, and I'm going to run it as a bolus, so I'm going to put it on max flow. And that will bring down my blood sugar. So now I just have to clean up my garbage, and then I'll recheck my blood sugar in about a half hour just to make sure I'm coming down. And if I'm not, I will check for ketones and deal with it, you know, accordingly. Okay, so that's today's morning routine video. Hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions or anything, just comment, rate, subscribe, and reach out to me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.